All right. Um, hey guys, I missed the call last week. Sorry about that. I had a prior engagement, but I'm Dana, and my last name is pronounced Thodiatis since Keith had such an issue with it. I'm just gonna share a little bit of my story, and then we're gonna dig into the nitty gritty of the bat, um, and then we're gonna open up for Q&A. So you guys will get a chance to ask questions if you have them, and Taryn and I will do our best to answer them for you. Um, I got started with Beachbody in the middle of February. I had recently become a single mom, and I was looking for a way to be able to stay home with my son. A little bit of my backstory. I was in a severe boating accident when I was 16 years old that almost killed me. I was thrown out of a boat and hit by the propeller, which removed the top half of my pelvic bone. I was told that if I would ever walk again, that I would walk with a severe limp, and I wouldn't be able to do anything like I do now in the programs that I do. So when my upline reached out to me and, said, hey, I think you'd, be pretty awesome with this, I just kind of said, well, you know what do I have to lose? And I started out with T25 in Shakeology, and within a week I was in love, and I jumped right into Coach Basics, and I've been running ever since. This is a gem of an opportunity for you guys. Every single one of you have a story to share that can touch lives, and it's so much more than what you can see right now, because in the beginning it's a little overwhelming, it's a little confusing. You have a lot to learn, but every day you're going to get better and better, and you're going to grow. And, a few months down the road, you're going to look back and you're going to be really thankful that you went through all this, because it's a really awesome training. And, once you make it through this and you can get into the Emerald to Diamond, that's an awesome training as well. When I started, I hit Emerald in, I want to say 5 days, and I set my goal for 2 months in for April 17th to hit Diamond, and I hit it the day before. So if you don't have goals set, you need to set them, and you need to make them really scary, and then you need to push for them, and set small goals every single week. That's going to get you towards where you want to go. But I can't put into words how thankful I've been to have this opportunity, because it's really changed my life as I know it from 6 months ago. And I know that it can do the same for you guys if you allow it to and you embrace it. So I think we'll dive into the bat. I've seen a lot of you guys post that you're having you're a little hesitant with certain areas, or you need to work on certain things, or you don't feel like you did really well with it this week, and that's okay. Just please be honest. If there's something you're not doing, don't, fake your numbers, because it's not going to help you. And this week and next week, we're going to be kind of diving into each component of it so that you guys can learn how to utilize it better. So don't worry if you're not doing everything on it right now. But one of the most important things on there right now is the compound effect. If you don't have that book yet, you need to order it, and you need to start reading it. It is going to change how you think about life and how you think about this business. And it's going to allow you to have the tools, to push forward. So if you don't have that, get it. And it looks like this. You can find them really cheap on Amazon too. So let me open my bat real quick. So your vital behaviors, your number one is invite. And that is so important, because if you are not inviting people, people aren't just going to show up in your inbox. That might happen down the road once people are watching you and seeing what you're doing and they get curious, but don't expect now that just getting into this, that you're going to have a bunch of people reaching out to you. You need to be active and reaching out to people. You need to be sending your friend requests every day. if you have an issue with thinking about who you want to be friend requesting, there's that little box that says who you may know. Start there and look who you have mutual friends with and just add, 3 to 5 a day. And make sure that if you're not getting, if they're not accepting you, that you go into that pending and you delete them, because otherwise you will end up in Facebook jail. And that is not fun. I've been there. You can't send messages. You can't send friend requests. So it really kind of hinders you until you get out of jail. If you guys have any questions like in depth, we're going to go over those at the end. So if you want to just make a quick note of it so you remember. You're forming, basically the easiest way, this scared the hell out of me when I started, just start conversations with people. You don't need to right off the bat say, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach, get into it. Just start a conversation. Hey, how you been? Maybe it's somebody you went to high school with and haven't talked to in years. Maybe it's a family member that you think could benefit. Whatever it is, it's going to be unique each and every single conversation. But you just want to start building that trust and building that relationship with people. And don't worry if you get no's. It doesn't mean no forever. It probably just means no now. And then invites, or have you ever considered, kind of goes along with the end of forming. Once you kind of feel like you've built that trust with people, you can say, hey, have you ever considered doing an at-home workout program? Have you ever heard of Shakeology? It's been a game changer for me. Whatever it is, be passionate about it. If you don't believe in the products, you're not going to get anybody else to believe in them. And your third-party tools are your videos, like the How Healthy Is Your Shake by the Tony Horton video. You can find it on YouTube. I posted it the other day in one of the comments if you guys missed it. Also videos on like the 21 Day Fix or any of our other programs. Those are great ways to explain to people what programs are without actually having to try and put it into words, because you're going to confuse them and you're just, doing more work than you need to. Those things are there to help you. And then your follow-ups. If you haven't heard back from somebody in 3 to 5 days and maybe they were interested, or you think that there's somebody that would be, make sure you make a list to follow up with them, because you can potentially lose a lot of people if you're not following up. This is a big one. Your 3 times a day posts on Facebook. You're going to want to have one post that is something Beachbody related. Try to stay away from things like stock photos. Then you just kind of come off as pushy and salesy. People don't like that. Try to be creative, make it your own. And then you want to share something that, something you're into. If you have kids, or if you're, really into your faith, or you have, hobbies that you're really into, share those things, because whatever you put out there is what people are going to see. And that's what people are going to learn to trust. But that is such a vital behavior. You have to be consistent with your posts on Facebook. If you are not, people aren't going to know what you're doing. And when you reach out to them, when you've been posting, a lot of times you may not think people are following you, but they're watching what you do. So make sure you're doing that. And at the end, I'll go over a list of some people that are really awesome examples of who to follow. So if you're kind of struggling with ideas with that, that'll help you. Your Success Club points. You want to make it a goal to hit Success Club points. Success Club 5 every single month should be your minimum. My goal every month is 10, and I've hit it every single month, except for one since I started. And that is just guaranteed to help you grow your business. If you don't know what Success Club points are yet, that's okay. Kind of in short, for example, if you sell a challenge pack, which is Shakeology plus any workout, you are going to get 2 Success Club points. So your minimum to shoot for every month is 5, okay? Don't worry about your commissions and your bonuses so much for right now. You'll learn about that more later on. Be proof the product works is number 2. what you put into this is what you're going to get out of it. If you're trying to cram everything into, 3 hours one time a week, it's not going to work. It's just like working out. If you're not doing it consistently every single day, you can't just go and work out for 5 hours on a Sunday and expect that you're going to get the results that you would get if you had worked out every single day all week. You have to be consistent with it. And of course, keep drinking your Shakeology, doing your workouts, share that on Facebook. That's really important. You have to believe in this. You have to believe in these products. If you don't, it's going to show. And number 3, personal development. Like I mentioned, the compound effect. Get that, read it, ingrain it in your brain. It's really important to get on these calls. It's really important for you guys to feel connected. Reach out to the people in this group. Make friends with people. Follow people on Facebook. Just get connected. The more you're connected, the more you see what people are doing, the better off this is going to work out for you, and the more you're going to get out of it. And the national coach calls, if you guys don't know what that is, I had posted the link to it this morning. It's the Monday morning wake up calls. You just call in, and they're really, really awesome. They have elite coaches. They have, people that have started out in this business, and they were coming from bankruptcy and, being homeless or all these crazy stories, and they've turned their lives around with Beachbody. And it's just so motivating to hear people's stories, to see where they've come from. So if you haven't gotten on one of those yet, try to do so every week. And if you can't get on when they're scheduled on Monday mornings, they're always recorded. You can call in whenever you have time. Those will be really helpful also. Is that about it, Taryn?
Yeah, you did awesome.
Okay.
You covered everything. I was just going to interject. When you talked about Success Club points, a good way for everyone to look at it is, instead of just thinking about a point system, if you look at it like your goal is to help 3 to 5 people every month.
Yes.
If you break it down like that and really look at it like that, it makes it seem so much more attainable. You just want to keep reaching out to people every day, keep friending new people every day, right, keep forming with people, and to really help just 3 to 5 people every month. It's simple when you look at it like that. It's doing the little things every single day, and that's what you guys will learn from the compound effect. It's the same simple things that you do daily that will really just explode your business. I think me and Dana are both sort of learning that being consistent in such a short amount of time has already brought us so far, and now we can really see how far this can take us. It's like the possibilities are endless if you just do the same things every day and stay consistent.
With that consistency, you'll start to see maybe a lot of people right now aren't following you or liking your posts, or maybe you're not even to the point where you're posting yet. You'll start to see over time that you're going to gain more followers. You're going to have more people that are liking what you do. And you have to be passionate, and you have to be genuine, and you have to be humble, and you really have to focus on wanting to help people. If you don't want to help people, then you're not in the right business.
Definitely. And it's definitely a bonus. I noticed more people really reached out to me when I shared my story and was just genuine about it. And you have to not be afraid to just put yourself out there, because when you do, that's when people will trust you, and that's when people will relate to you. When you really just put yourself out there,
I can't remember who posted something about that the other night, that you're not comfortable with reaching out to people. You have to stop that. You have to reach out to people. There is people out there that need your help. There is people that are too afraid to reach out to you, or there's people that don't really understand what you do. You have to learn that you have that power to change somebody's life, and that there is people waiting for somebody like you to come in and help them do that, because they don't know where to start, or they need somebody to believe in them.
Definitely.
So start reaching out.
So true. Something that I usually do, I usually will see if the same person is liking a lot of my posts, or if I'm posting about the 21-day fix frequently and I see the same people sort of liking it, those are the people that I approach first and say, just throw them a message and just say, hey, I've noticed that you've liked a couple of my posts. Do you want some more information? Simple as that. And I'd say every time that I've said that, they say, sure, I'll have some more information. Do they always buy something? No, but they get the information, and that's the first step. Because once they have that information, they will remember it. And they may even reach out to you 3 months down the road and say, I'm ready now.
Yeah.
So it's just getting the ball rolling.
Yes. That's what I said about if it's a no, it's a no now. It's not a no forever, because they have that little seed that they know to come back to you later on. Okay, so I think we should open up for questions. If you guys have anything you want to ask, just unmute yourselves. And
I just saw one right here. It just says, somebody just typed in. It says it's not being afraid to reach out. It's finding the balance of helping as opposed to selling. And I learned this from Colleen Nettie. This has stuck with me. You share your emotions, don't share promotions.
Yeah.
And it's made such a huge difference in how I approach talking about programs. You just want to, if you don't even have personal experience with the program, if you've never done it, you can still talk about how just doing a program in general has made you feel.
Yes.
It just talk about how your life has changed, how drinking a shake every day has made you feel, how working out every day has made you feel. It's very easy to relate and make it about how great you feel as opposed to just selling a product.
Yes. Okay. Who has questions?
Don't be scared, guys. Hello, we're doing this. Do you think we were a little afraid?
Nobody?
Come on.
You guys have questions in the group. I know you have. Don't get shy on me.
Even if you want to just type it in and we can answer.
Yeah.
All right, I have a question.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, I think for me, again, probably the biggest challenge right now is organization, thought process, and more so on the administrative side. I'm not the best when it comes to getting that kind of stuff organized, and sometimes I find it a bit overwhelming at times with, all the information, and you can do this and Beachbody this and say it like this and don't do it like this. So I guess the general question of what I'm asking is, do you have any kind of suggestions that would like simplify the beginning steps or the process to becoming more acclimated to be able to naturally put it out there and to reach out to people and helping them that way?
Are you just saying like in general, like everything with the bat, or more in terms of reaching out to people?
Well, in general, but definitely more in terms of reaching out to people. I think sometimes I have so much information and I am passionate about it that I think I see myself over flooding the person I'm speaking to. I'm like, oh, this is great, and you can do this, and this is that, and all of Shakeology, and they're like, wait a minute.
I did the same thing in the beginning. I felt like I was just like puking it out all over anybody who asked me. So now I take it much slower. At first, I was just giving them all the information like right off the bat. So now if I'm conversing with somebody and they want information, I say, here's a video, watch it, get back to me. And I just slow the process down like that. Then if they don't get right back to me in a day or 2 days, I reach out back to them. Hey, just checking in. Did you happen to watch that video? I'm here to help with any questions. And just slowly get the conversation going. And then usually the next thing that they're going to ask you is about cost and about price. And that's when you can slowly suggest, I sign people up as a discount coach, and you can just break it down for them like that. So it's definitely, it does take a little bit of time, because I was the same as you. I'm so excited to share this information with people that you just want to tell them everything at once. So I totally know what you mean. So just take it slow. Start with the third-party tool, and then just take it from there.
Okay.
Does
Cool.
that help at all?
That actually does a lot. Thank you.
You're not alone there. I think
Yeah.
you're passionate about it, and that's great. You want to have that. That's going to help you a long way, definitely.
Yeah.
I just want to add one thing to that. I was like, what is forming? I have no idea where to start with that when I started. And like I said, it's going to be different with every single person. You want to kind of follow their lead. Some people you need to be a little pushier with because you can tell they're interested, but they're very kind of hesitant. But some people are going to be right off the bat, like they want to know, they're interested, they're going to jump and they're going to sign up and, snap in 3 minutes from talking to them. And then there's people you're going to talk to for 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So just kind of take each person and each situation on their own, because this isn't a cookie cutter kind of a thing. Every person has their own story and their own life and their own struggles and challenges. So you want to help figure out what those are for those people so that you can really pinpoint what's going to help them or what program they need to be on.
Exactly. Okay.
Definitely.
Okay, who else?
Okay, I'm seeing a question from Amy. She said she had a conversation with someone in March, and it was an open conversation that she was too busy at the time. So Amy, if I am reaching back out to somebody, I just like I said, I just send a quick message just saying, you can even just make it, kind of silly, like, hey, haven't forgotten about you. I'm here and, happy to help you with any questions, and just leave it at that. If they don't get back to you, then just kind of let it go a little bit more. I have noticed that a lot of people really do want to do these programs, but sometimes life gets in the way and they do forget to get back to you. So most people do appreciate the follow-up and the reach out. They say, oh, thanks for getting back to me. I've been meaning to talk to you. And then other people just can't do it at the time. So, they'll do it when they're ready. And if they really want to do it, they will come back to you.
Yeah. The other thing with that is that I think towards the end of the training, right, Taryn, they learn about challenge groups.
Yes.
When you start to learn about challenge groups, you're going to want to make that a goal to start to set a date, pick a program. You're not going to have any idea what you're doing at first. That's okay. We didn't either. And then you're going to want to invite people. And if you have people that have reached out to you before showing interest, you can just shoot them a message and say, hey, I'm going to start a challenge group 3 weeks from now. And it's this really cool program. And, I just thought about you and maybe you'd be interested, and see what happens.
Great advice.
More questions?
See another one. It says, what would the first third-party tool to introduce people to? So I basically send the third-party tool about whatever program that I'm talking to the people about. So say they have no idea what they want to do. I try to get to know them a little bit, and then I'll offer out a few different programs that I think will work for them. And then I'll send them the YouTube video on the 21-day fix or on T25 or on both, and then let them get a feel for what the programs are about. And I always send a video about Shakeology. No matter what they're asking for, I always send the video on Shakeology too.
Yeah, that kind of goes hand in hand. You'll have some people that are more interested in workout and some people that are more interested in Shakeology. And the reason that challenge packs are created is because people get best results when they combine fitness and nutrition. So if they're interested in one, not the other, you kind of want to, ask questions so that they realize the value in having it together.
And always just say, like, I know for me, I always just tell people, listen, I've never felt better from doing these workouts and drinking a shake every day. It has truly made me feel so much better. So if you put yourself into it and really tell them how it's affected you, they're going to believe in you so much more. And they'll want to try it for themselves because they're going to want to feel as great as you do.
I see a question from Michael about a May 19th challenge group. typically you're going to run a challenge group for a specific program. Like the first one I ever ran was a 21-day fix. You're going to want to invite people, and yes, they have to buy that program to be in the challenge group. Otherwise, they're going to be in a group and they're not going to they're not going to know what's going on because they don't know what you're talking about with the workouts or the meal plan. So yes, they need to, unless it's like a free healthy lifestyle group, something like that. I just ran one of those. Then people don't have to buy anything. No. That's just kind of to get people interested. But don't worry about that right now. We don't want to overwhelm you.
Okay, it says Tony's was an open workout one. So yeah,
Okay.
That's another option that, you know, a lot of people use them to try to spark interest, to get them to try another program, which is a great way to get people in and get people motivated.
Now I see something from, let me scroll up, about the samples. Where'd it go? You don't want to go crazy sending out samples right now, Laura. It can get really expensive, and like you said, when people get it for free, they don't always value it. I've had pretty good success with samples. Kind of have to gauge how interested people are and how serious they seem from the get-go. And Michael, that is a good idea. That's what I do now. I call it a packet instead of a sample. I learned that from a Shay Sanford video. She's like the queen of Shakeology. She she says, hey, if you want some samples, you know, I can send you a couple of them. Tell me how many you want. They're $5 a piece. That way people take it a lot more seriously. Sometimes when they get something free, it kind of sits on their counter and, you know, 2 months from now, it's still sitting there and nothing happened because they don't really see the value in it. Shake and shares are good.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of make those your own. Do whatever you're comfortable with. Invite whoever you want.
Team up, you know, even team up if anyone in this group, if like lives close to you or anything like that, that's an awesome way to spark interest.
Okay, what time is it? If you don't have any more questions.
Right here it just says, what's a shake and share? A shake and share is basically when you have a bunch of people over and you make samples of different shakes. It's just a great way to kind of let people try the Shakeology. Mm-hmm. And then it's a great opportunity to just sign people up right there.
There's a lot of fun recipes for desserts and stuff like that with Shakeology too.
Yeah.
You'll probably get with one of your bags. So those are cool for shake and shares as well. Okay, any more questions? Or we're gonna do our closing. We don't want to keep you guys on all night. Are we good? Okay. If you do think of questions when you get off, just post them in the page or shoot Tara and I a message. One of the things I just want to go over really briefly, you're going to learn about this later on, but you need to focus on what your why is, why you are doing this business, what is going to be the driver when you have days where you want to give up or you don't want to do it or you feel like you're failing. You need to figure out what that why is so that you don't give up on this because you're going to have days of self-doubt. You're going to have bad weeks. And that's okay. Your business is going to go up and down, but if you stay consistent, you're going to do really well. I mentioned about some people that are really good to follow, just so you can kind of get ideas of what to put on Facebook. These people are really good. They've branded themselves. They have mastered the art of sharing on Facebook. Colleen Eddy, Elizabeth Hartkey, Keith Callahan, Lindsay Matway, Allie Upham, Lindsay Stay, Caleb Thomas, Brittany Leggett, Melanie Mitro, and Scotty Hobbs are just a few. I'll post those in the page as well so that you can actually see them. But follow these people. And if you feel like it, request Taryn and I. We're more than friendly. But we've had to learn this too, and I'm still learning. It's, you know, there's some days where I'm like, I don't know what to post, but you'll get more creative and you'll get more comfortable as time goes on. So if you're a little out of your comfort zone with that right now, don't worry. It'll come in time as long as you work on it. Now, I just want to share something that was kind of stuck out to me when I read it. It was something I found when I first was starting out in this business, and it's a quote, and it's, "The first step to living the life you want is leaving the life you don't want. Taking the first step forward is always the hardest, but then each step forward gets easier and easier, and each step forward gets you closer and closer until eventually what once had been invisible starts to be visible, and what had once felt impossible starts to feel possible." And that couldn't go more along with how I felt, because in the beginning, starting out, I just felt so swamped and so overwhelmed. And again, just stay consistent, and it's going to start to feel like second nature to you, just like everything else. And you're going to feel really empowered once you've gone through this training. Everything you learn, that you can start using for your business. So
I love it.
You had something to share, didn't you?
Yeah, I just wanted to share, if you guys haven't listened to those the Craig holiday call, one that Keith posts on the weekends, those are amazing. He is just so passionate, and the energy that he brings, it just radiates, and you can't help but just feel excited after you listen to that. So please take the time. It's 30 minutes. Pop it on and listen, like background noise even. It's just awesome. So what I took from that was a quote that he said, "If you knew you couldn't fail, how big would you?" And just hearing that changed so much for me. You can't think about failing when it comes to this. You have to just push those doubts away, and that's where personal development is so huge. The second I feel that self-doubt come in, I know, like, okay, I have to make that effort to sit down and read. I have to make that effort to be more positive and not let that negative in, and just push the doubt away. And when you do that and you get out of your comfort zone and do something like this, it makes it so worth it. So just something to take away. If you knew you couldn't fail, how big would you dream? How big do you want this to be for yourself? Because the possibilities are endless. There's thousands and thousands of people that need you. And there's thousands of people out there that are just going to want you to help them, and because they relate to you. You have to know that your role is important. So that's it.
And this was something I was listening to from Jim Rohn this morning. If you don't know who Jim Rohn is, he's a network marketing guru. And he said, "The same wind blows on us all. The difference in arrival is the set of the sail." So you really just have to, like Taryn said, figure out that this is really what you want to do, and that you're not going to allow yourself to fail. And when you have those moments of self-doubt, you just kind of have to regroup and push that away, because we all have it. We all have really bad days. I still have days where I'm like, I don't know if I can do this, but you really, really, really have to learn that the power that you have to change people's lives, it's real in a business like this, and you need to acknowledge that, and you need to believe in yourself.
Yes.
We believe in you. You have to believe in yourselves. And yes, Maria, baby steps for sure.
It's the small things every day. Just keep doing the small things every day, and you guys will be fine.
Okay, so we're about at our time limit, so we're gonna end the call. If there's anything you need to ask, post it in the group throughout the week. Feel free to send us a message. We're here to help you guys. We are. Succeed. We were on your spot a few months ago, so.
Yes. We know how it feels, so ask as many questions as you need to. That's why we're here.
Alrighty, guys. Have a good week. We'll see you in the page.
Thanks,
Good
guys.
work. Have a good night.